Rebecca's Café the idea for it began probably about 5 years ago. We had a parishioner named Rebecca Murray, and she had an idea. One day she came out of the church service and she said, could we do something about the hunger problem in Bullitt County and help people get fed, find the food that they need? And I said, sure. So she started doing her homework and finding out the demographics of this county, how many people, how many children go to bed hungry every night, what food options were available to them and what weren't. And from there, we developed a plan. Our first time for serving was at Trinity, and we had a grand total of 8 people that day. And at least one of those people is still coming pretty much every week to Rebecca's Café. We stayed at Trinity for a while, and we realized that our location was probably an obstacle to a lot of people. So we changed the location to a downtown church, and then we moved to a recreation center, Louetta Moore, on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, and we stayed there for a few years, and we had a really good turnout there. But we didn't want to wear out our welcome with the recreation department, and so we needed to find a more permanent home. And lo and behold, the school district offered us this cafeteria and kitchen in one of the old elementary schools here in Statesboro.
Just moved to this new space, but we had to paint the place, we had to have equipment fixed, we had to have things cleaned, we had to have the floor stripped. There were so many issues and things that had to be done in this old school, but we're really super pleased with where we are now. We have a kitchen that is totally functional. We can use it to cook in. We do all of our cooking on site now, which we used to have to do elsewhere. We have a walk-in cooler, we have a walk-in freezer. Anytime you need something, it's there.
So this project, I think, is more than just 1 or 2 churches. I think it is a wonderful community project.
We have a total of about 10 different organizations today and expect to have more as we continue to grow.
We have enjoyed working and making this an interfaith, interdenominational group.
Because every group, every organization we have only does it 1 day a month, which is, it lightens the burden. It's not a huge commitment, but it is a commitment.
It's a community effort. It's not just one group, one church, or one person. It's a whole community effort to put this on.
A lot of our food comes from the food bank. We utilize donations from the local Walmart, Bi-Lo's, various different places like that. But the donations we get, we do it through the food bank. We're using their supplier. And then USDA Foods, again, same thing. We purchase it through them, but it'd be through the food bank. We're grown to 2 days a week instead of 1. We're serving on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, and we serve at lunchtime. This last month's average was 85. We have a day where we'll serve 120. We have another one, it might be 65. But we do expect that to grow. What we'd like to do is get to 5 days a week.
Rebecca's Café is a wonderful example of loving our neighbors as our brothers and sisters that we are.
It's an encounter. It's a wonderful encounter. This is why I like my job right here especially well, is that everybody that comes in here, from the very, very old to the very, very young, I get to greet them and watch reactions. I've had some wonderful conversations with some of the folks.
We have a good time while we're here, and we hope that people not only get fed physically, they get fed spiritually and emotionally as well when they're here.
It makes me feel good. It feels like I'm doing something with my time besides sitting around the house.
But for me, it's just when I have someone walk through the line and say, "You folks are a blessing. I haven't eaten for 3 days." I had one guy do that a couple weeks ago. That's enough for me to know that I'm doing the right thing.
And it is a wonderful place, I think, where people can come and sit and visit and feel like they've gone out to lunch.
Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.